Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're connecting from. If you're the one using HP as your username, I would like to know your real name. You can type it in the comment section if you don't know how to edit it on Zoom. I'd like to know your real name if you're the one using HP as username. Thank you. Few minutes, guys. You all are welcome. If you have any question or anything you want to talk about, then have any question on it. Can you all see my screen? Confirm you can see my screen. Confirm you can see my screen. Confirm you can see my screen. Can you see my screen? All right. So let's get started. Okay, so we'll start by looking at the calendar. Today is on 13th of May. Yesterday, CPI data was released and it was positive for the dollar. And okay, my voice is echoing. Okay, few minutes. It's weird. Few minutes, please. Few minutes, please. Is this still going? How is the sound? Is it better? Is it better now? Can you all hear me clearly? All right. So it was positive for the dollar, and as you can see, GBP USD, Euro USD, all USD pairs, they've been bearish since the news was positive for the dollar. Okay, and today we are expecting core PPI to be released by 1:30 p.m. Okay, so this will determine the direction for the dollar today. If it comes out negative for the dollar, we expect bearish dollar. If it comes out positive for the dollar, more buys for the dollar. Okay, then next share nomination votes. Okay, no specific time for that. That's also a major news. Okay, so there will be a lot of volatility on USD pairs on today, but technically, I'm looking for opportunities to buy, to sell the dollar today. Okay, let's look at the charts. Is the sound okay? Can you hear me clearly? Those on YouTube, can you hear me clearly? On YouTube, confirm you can hear me. This is Damilola. Favor. Confirm you can hear me clearly if you're on YouTube. Those of you on Zoom, confirm you can hear me clearly. I want to be sure I'm not talking to myself. Okay. So let's go to the charts. Let's start by analyzing. Dollar is still very bullish, as you can see. Dollar is still very bullish. Let's start with the daily time frame. Please, if you can hear me, confirm you can hear me. So dollar has been, it's been bullish. Okay, dollar has been bullish since yesterday. It's been bullish and it's still very bullish. Dollar is still very bullish. I think it's going to sweep the liquidity residing at this high. Okay, that should be the next target. And if it successfully breaks that high, it might go for this high. It might go for this gap that has not been filled, this fair value gap. You can see that. So we have a mitigation here. We had a mitigation block here. See this mitigation. And we also have this support storm resistance. Okay, that could also hold price. So it's the candlestick pattern that forms at these levels that will determine if dollar is set for sell. Right now, dollar is still bullish. Dollar is still bullish. But I will not advise that you buy dollar at the current market time, right? This is where you should have bought dollar yesterday, not at this point. As far as I'm concerned, dollar is overbought. Is overbought. If you want to buy dollar, you should wait for a strong reversal. Wait for a strong reversal to a discount. For hour, you can see that we have this fair value gap here, which is in confluence with this resistance on support. So if I'm going to risk buying the dollar today, I would love to see price pull back into this fair value gap. Okay, that is where I would consider buying the dollar. Okay, so my bias for the dollar today, I'm looking for opportunity to sell. But I'd love to see dollar sweep the liquidity residing at this high before going bearish. Okay, that's my take for the dollar today. I'm looking for opportunity to sell. Okay, the sell could just be a pullback to this fair value gap. I hope that's clear. That's my take on the dollar. I'm looking for opportunity to sell. If you are considering buying, I would advise you wait for price to pull back into this fair value gap before you take a buy. Buying at the current market price, it's at a higher risk. Okay? The risk is high. So patiently wait for that reversal before you buy. I hope that is clear. Let's look at yen basket. Okay. For yen baskets, price has been finding it difficult to break this fair value gap. Finding it difficult to break this fair value gap. Okay, so for today's market, if 4-hour candle is able to close above this high, see this high here, if 4-hour candle closes above that high, expect more buys on here. Let me fix this my camera. Okay, we should expect, I think this is better. We should expect more buys on here. My voice, someone see my voice is, you guys are getting feedback. Where is that coming from now? Few minutes. Few minutes. What's the issue here? What's the issue here? Few minutes. Let me fix this out. Few minutes. How is it now? Is it better now? Okay, okay, I get it now. I get it. It has been fixed. I get it now. I think it's better now. I think it's better now. Please confirm. I think it's better now. Confirm, please.
Yeah, I think it's a bit better now.
Okay, so wait for price to For a 4-hour candle, one to trade yen, wait for 4-hour candle to close above these highs before you buy. Let's see what's happening on the daily time frame. Okay. So I think they've swept the low of, okay, they've not swept the low of yesterday. Okay. So wait for 4-hour candle to close. You can see yesterday candle closed as an inverted hammer, which indicates changing from bearish to bullish. Yesterday candle closed as an inverted hammer. So if today's candle closes bullish, that would be a strong confirmation for buy. Okay, but if you don't want to wait for the daily candle to close, since we have on the 4-hour time frame, you can see we had on the previous 4-hour candle close as a doji, and the candlestick before that doji was a spinning bottom, which indicates change in trend from bearish to bullish. So if you don't want to wait for the daily candle to close, patiently wait for the 4-hour candle to close above this high, the high of this doji and the spinning candle before you buy. If you go down to 4-hour or 1 hour, you should be able to identify maybe a resistance level on those time frames. So you can see, you could also work with this resistance. See this resistance here. See this, you can also work with this resistance, this zone. You could work with this. If there's a breakout from that zone, this resistance zone, that tells me demand is higher than supply. And when demand is higher than supply, what do? You buy. Okay? It means demand for yen is high. So buy, and you expect it to sweep all the liquidity, buy side liquidity residing at this high, and this high. That's my take for yen basket. Which pair do you want me to analyze? Let me know in the comment section. If there's any pair you want me to analyze, let me know in the comment section. Okay, so let's start with GBP USD. GBP USD. Okay, GBP USD is still very bearish. Still very bearish. So let's start with the daily time frame. Okay, and see it is still very bearish. Okay. So at this point on the daily time frame, you go down to lower time frame. I'm sure we had a fair value gap here on the lower time frame, and I think that gap got filled yesterday. Okay, we had this fair value gap here, and we had this imbalance. This fair value gap got filled yesterday, so we had this imbalance that has not been filled. So most likely to fill this, see the liquidity residing at this low. The normal traded traders would have executed buy after the close of yesterday. I actually took a buy after the close of yesterday, and the normal traded traders will have their stop loss at this point. I took that trade around 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. yesterday, so I didn't risk much because I know the volume that is traded during that period is very low. After 5 or 6, the volume is always low, so I don't risk much when I'm executing trade from 5 p.m. Okay, so because I knew that I'm most likely going to come for this low, because the normal traded traders would have jumped in to buy after the formation of this spinning candle and after this breakout from this resistance. Most traded traders can see we had a breakout here. Those who trade breakout would have bought, and those who trade candlestick pattern will see this as a reversal pattern and they will buy. And where would they have their stop loss? Their stop losses will be residing at this relative equal low. And I believe that is what they are going for. That is what they are going for. So I'll patiently wait, okay, for them to sweep this low. If they sweep this liquidity, my stop loss is far below this low. I know they might come for this lows. That's why I have to set my stop loss far from that low. So once they sweep this liquidity and a bullish reversal pattern forms on 1 hour or 4 hour, I'm going to add to my existing trade. That's what I'm waiting for. Sweep of this liquidity and a bullish reversal pattern forming on a 1 hour time frame or 4 hour time frame. Then I will load take more trades on GBP USD. So my buyers for today are GBP USD is still bullish. Okay. And if I'm buying GBPUSD, my first target will be this fair value gap, which is at a premium area. You cannot sell GBPUSD. If you look at where price is now, price is at a discount, right? Price at a discount. Let's even say you apply a Fibonacci from this low to this high. They've swept the liquidity residing at this low. If you apply a Fibonacci from this low to this high, price at extreme discount. If you apply a Fibonacci also from this low to this swing high, price at extreme discount. So this is not the right time or good price to sell GBPUSD. This is where GBPUSD started selling. And that was yesterday. Yeah, started selling yesterday. It's very important that you know where price is coming from, where price is at the moment, and where it's likely going to. Those are the three things you need to identify when you open your chart. That's why you have the trading platform, to know where price is coming from, where it is at the moment, and where it's likely going to. If you can't identify those three levels on the chart, don't execute the trade. What you're doing is gambling. Don't execute the trade. If you cannot identify where price is coming from, where it is right now, and where it's likely going to, then you shouldn't be trading Forex. Okay? You should not be trading Forex. You're just gambling in the market. Okay? So that's it for GBP Euro USD. And like I said, if a pair, currency pair, if a pair has moved in one direction more than 80 pips, you should not take that trade in that direction. There's a high probability that price will reverse. Patiently wait for that reversal, at least 50% Fibonacci level before you execute that trade. Once a trade or a pair has gone in one direction, 80 pips, you are not to take that trade in that direction. Wait for a reversal before you take that trade. And as if you calculate the number of pips Euro USD has done, or GBP USD, it's above 100 pips from this point to this point. It's above 100 pips. So it will not make sense to be buying or selling from that point. Okay, so let's start with the daily time frame. Strongly bearish yesterday, and it's still bearish. So we still have liquidity that needs to be swept. Also, the sell side liquidity, and you see we have several imbalances here that still need to be filled. Okay, so let's go down to 4-hour time frame. Let's say at this point, I think we had a fair value gap here after the formation of this candle. I think we have a fair value gap. Let's see. That could be the reason for the pullback. Let's see. So we had this fair value gap. The price is actually trading below that fair value gap, right? So we had this fair value gap here. Got filled. Price is trading below it. Maybe on a lower time frame. Let's see. 1 hour. Let's see. There's a fair value gap below this on 4-hour time frame. Okay. So you can see on 4-hour, on 1 hour, sorry, 1 hour time frame, you can see we have this fair value gap, and this could be the reason for the breakouts on 4 hour. So price is currently in this zone. Price is currently in this zone. So the candlestick pattern that forms on 1 hour of 4-hour time frame determine if it's the right time to buy Euro USD. Okay, I'm not looking for opportunity to sell. I can't sell from this point. I can't sell. This is where I should have sold. So if I had missed selling from this point, maybe the second opportunity would have been at this point. So if I missed the second opportunity, I don't think it would be wise to sell from the current market price. Let's calculate the number of pips from this point. 1.1778, 1.1696. That's about 80 something pips. 80 something pips. So I don't think it's the right time to look for sales on Euro USD. If you want to sell, best you wait for price to pull back. If you want to sell, at least price should pull back to this fair value gap. Then you look for your patterns. Okay, these are the areas you should be looking for opportunity to sell. This liquidity, this fair value gap, then we have this. These are the areas you should be looking for opportunity to sell, not from the current market price. Still have liquidity also residing at this high. Those are the areas you look for opportunity to sell, not from the current market price. Please let me know in the comment section if there's anything I want me to analyze. Let me know. Um, let's look at gold. GJ. Okay, we'll look at GJ in a few minutes. We'll look at GJ in a few minutes. Okay, let's analyze gold. So yesterday candle looked like an hanging man, right? It looks like an hanging man, swept liquidity, deciding at this high. Okay, swept that liquidity, and there was a strong rejection from that level. Okay, so let's see for hours. So right now, gold is still bearish. Gold is bearish at the moment. Bearish at the moment. But if you look at the 4 hour time frame, you can see that gold has been in a range for some time. From this point, we have the low of the range here, and we have the high of the range. So gold has been ranging. Gold has been ranging. But if you want to take any risks now, it will be a sell. A sell probably will have a fair value gap that gold want to fill, right? So if you apply a Fibonacci, for those who use 1 hour time frame, you want to scalp, you apply a Fibonacci from this swing low to this swing high. Okay, you want to wait for price to pull back to a discount, and at the discount, you have fair value gap, volume imbalance that you can take your trades from. Okay, so you want to buy gold, I suggest you wait for price to fill this gap before you go bullish on gold. That's my take on gold. That's my take on gold. Gold is most likely going to sell into this zone before going bullish. GBP, JPY. I took a sell on GBP, JPY yesterday. I made some good profits, over 100 and something pips on gold yesterday, and I took some partials out. I'm still holding on GJ. I'm still bearish on GJ. I believe GJ is going to come sweep this low. Let me go to the daily. GJ is going to sweep sell side liquidity. It's going to sweep. You can see yesterday candle. This is an hanging man. You can see it's an hanging man. Okay, it's an hanging man. So I believe GJ is coming for this low. This is a level of liquidity. If you go down to lower time frame, I'm sure this low, go down to lower time frame, you will identify bullish reversal patterns on lower time frame. And because of those patterns, most retail traders that have executed buy and their stop losses will be residing at this low. So there's a high probability that they will use the low of that candle. Yesterday candle, you see what we have here. We had a spinning candle. Most retail traders would have jumped into buy and their stop losses will be residing at this low. So I'm certain there's a high probability they will go for that low. There's a high probability to go for that low. I'm still holding trade so you can see. Based on how price moved from this point, you'll see that the bulls are not, the bullish momentum is still very weak. You can see it is still very weak. Look at this, the bodies of the candles, very small bodies. That tells you that the bulls are still very weak. The bullish momentum is still very weak. So there's a high probability they will come for this low. If it breaks out from this low, then they might come for this will be the next target. This is where I will exit my trade on GG. This is where I'm going to exit my trade on GG. This low. That's where I'm going to exit my trade on GG. Any other question? Is any other pair you want me to analyze? Let me see those on YouTube. Any question? Is there any other pair you want me to analyze? Let me know in the comment section. Is there any other pair you want me to analyze? Let me know in the comment section. See USD card. I think we have a good setup on USD card. Okay, technically USD card should sell. Let's start with the daily time frame. I'll drop the signal on the Telegram group. If you're not on the Telegram group, then I think so why USD card? You can see USD card sub liquidity residing at this high. And yesterday candle looks like a shooting star, right? After sweeping liquidity residing at this high, and also this high, relatively poor high. Okay. And after the close of yesterday candle, let's see now if you apply a Fibonacci from this swing high to this swing low, price is currently at extreme premium. It swept the liquidity, you can see. So if you go down to 4 hour, let's see the pattern that formed on 4 hour after the close of yesterday candle. So you can see on the 4 hour time frame, we have this is we had a resistance or support zone here, and the last 4 hour candle for yesterday, market closed below that zone. Okay, now we could say this candle also engulfed this. This looks like an engulfing pattern. If you go to 1 hour, 15 minutes, you'll be able to identify a valid bearish reversal pattern on. You can see on 1 hour time frame we had a shooting star doji shifting market structure. And see at this point we had shifting market structure on 10 minutes, no 1 hour time frame. And after a shifting market structure, we expect price to pull back to a premium. So if you apply a Fibonacci from this swing high to this swing low, you can see price has pulled back to a premium area. And we also had this fair value gap here at the premium. What happened this morning? Price pulled back, filled that fair value gap. Look at the pattern it gave, engulfing pattern. Okay, so this tells me USD card is set to sell. Technically, remember by 1:30 PPI, data will be released from the United States. And I think that would be the only reason for US dollar to gain strength. That is, if the news comes out positive for the dollar, then we expect some strong dollar. But if it comes out negative, then we expect USD card to go bearish. Okay, so that's my take on USD card. Any question? If you have any question, those of you on Zoom, you can unmute your mic. If you're on Zoom, you can unmute your mic. If you have any question, let me know. Any question, any question? Is there any other pair you want me to analyze? Is there any other pair you want me to analyze? Okay, I'll drop the Telegram link on WhatsApp. Okay, I'll drop it on WhatsApp. Any question, any question, any question? It appears there are no questions. Okay, no questions. So I want to appreciate every one of you for your participation. Chimeze, Mr. Makinwa. Mr. Makinwa, it's been a while. Organa Jude, it's been a while. Mr. Sam, and those on YouTube, Mrs. Fumilola, is it Fumilola, and Favor. Thanks for joining. I wish you all a profitable trading day. Our next class will be tomorrow. Tomorrow is Wednesday. Okay. Tomorrow is Thursday. Okay, we'll be meeting tomorrow by 10 a.m. Do have a wonderful day.